Welcome back to Grammar Fundamentals for the PSAT. This is Chapter 12, Lesson 72. Today we meet two marks that look small but do big jobs, the semicolon and the colon. The semicolon links two close ideas, and the colon points ahead to a list. Once you see what each one is for, choosing between them gets easy. Start with the semicolon. Its main job is to join two main clauses, two complete thoughts, when you don't use a joining word like and or but. Look here. The sky darkened, rain began. The sky darkened could stand alone, and rain began could stand alone. They're closely related, so a semicolon links them with no conjunction. Think of it as a soft period, holding two clauses together as one sentence. The semicolon also shows up before a conjunctive adverb. Those are linking words like however, therefore, and moreover. When one of them joins two main clauses, put a semicolon before it. The bridge was icy, therefore traffic crawled. Notice the pattern: semicolon, then the adverb, then a comma. The semicolon does the real joining. The adverb just shows how the two ideas connect. Now the colon. Its classic job is to introduce a list at the end of a sentence. Pack the following items: a map, a whistle, a snack. The colon stands at the gateway and says, "Here comes the list." You'll often see cue words right before it, like these, or the following, or as follows. When you spot one of those leading into a list, the colon is what you want. There is one trap with the colon, and it's the one the test loves. Use a colon only after a complete sentence. Bring these, a pen, a ruler. Bring these is a full sentence, so the colon is fine. But never drop a colon right after a verb or a preposition. Bring, colon, a pen, a ruler is wrong, because bring is not a complete sentence yet. The quick check. Cover the list. If what's left can't stand alone, take the colon out. In this first set, decide which mark belongs in the blank, a semicolon or a colon. Ask yourself, am I joining two complete thoughts, or am I introducing a list? Pause and try each one before I answer. There are many kinds of glass. Each has a special quality. The first part is a complete thought, and so is the second. Two main clauses, no joining word between them. That calls for a semicolon, not a colon. So the answer is semicolon. Bring the following gear: a tent, a stove, and a rope. The words "the following" announce that a list is coming, and "bring the following gear" is a complete sentence. A list introduced this way takes a colon, so the answer is colon. The lab was spotless, therefore the results were trusted. The word therefore is a conjunctive adverb joining two main clauses. When that happens, a semicolon goes right before it. So the answer is semicolon. Three more. This time, one option is no punctuation at all. Watch for the trap. A colon can never sit right after a verb. Pause and try each one. The team needs speed, focus, and trust. The list comes right after the verb needs, and a colon can never follow a verb directly. The team needs is not yet a complete sentence, so no mark belongs here. So the answer is no punctuation. Pack these for the trip: a map, a snack, and water. The cue word these points ahead to a list, and pack these for the trip can stand on its own as a sentence. A complete sentence plus a list means a colon, so the answer is a colon. Snow fell all night. The roads vanished by dawn. Both halves are complete thoughts, closely linked, with no conjunction between them. That's the semicolon's job, not the colon's, because there's no list here. So the answer is a semicolon. Let's wrap up. The semicolon joins two main clauses, two complete thoughts, without a conjunction. And it also comes before a conjunctive adverb, like however or therefore. The colon introduces a list, usually after a cue word, like these or the following, but only when a complete sentence comes first. Never put a colon right after a verb or a preposition. Joining clauses, reach for the semicolon. Pointing to a list, reach for the colon. Great work.